The Antarctic ice drill broke through something it wasn't supposed to find. Down there, 2 miles beneath the frozen Antarctic desert, researchers have found what they call an anomaly, and no one wants to talk about what it really is. 3 separate teams were silent, lost radio contact. The last transmission was just heavy breathing and someone whispering, "He's alive." What's buried under all that ice has been waiting millions of years, and we just woken it up.
Number 12. Time anomalies in deep Antarctic ice cores. Ice core samples from Antarctica's deepest drilling sites have revealed something that violates our understanding of physics. Layers of ice that appear to have aged at different rates, despite being formed at the same time. These temporal anomalies were first noticed when radiocarbon dating of adjacent ice layers produced results that differed by thousands of years, despite the layers being separated by only inches of ice. Advanced analysis using multiple dating techniques has confirmed that some ice samples contain isotope ratios that should be impossible given their geological context. The anomalies are not random but appear in specific patterns throughout the deepest ice cores, suggesting some unknown force has been affecting the passage of time in these locations. Scientists have identified at least 12 distinct zones where time appears to have moved at different speeds, creating a chronological puzzle that challenges fundamental physics. Some ice layers contain atmospheric gases with compositions that don't match any known period in Earth's history, as if they captured air from a different timeline entirely. The discovery has prompted collaboration between Antarctic researchers and theoretical physicists to understand how such temporal distortions could occur naturally. Computer modeling suggests that intense magnetic fields or gravitational anomalies could theoretically create such effects, but no known natural phenomena on Earth should be capable of generating forces of the required magnitude. Most troubling is evidence that these time distortions may be expanding, with new anomalous layers appearing in recently formed ice.
Number 11. The Ghost Mountains buried under miles of ice. Imagined mountain ranges taller than the Alps, completely hidden beneath Antarctica's ice sheet, invisible to the naked eye, but revealed through advanced radar technology. The Gamburtsev Mountains stretch for 750 miles underneath the East Antarctic ice sheet, with peaks reaching over 11,000 feet high, yet they're buried under 2 miles of solid ice. These mountains shouldn't exist, according to geological theory. They're located in the middle of an ancient continental shield where mountain-building forces stopped working hundreds of millions of years ago. The discovery has forced geologists to rewrite textbooks about how mountains form and survive over geological time. Advanced ice-penetrating radar has revealed that these ghost mountains have sharp, jagged peaks and deep valleys that look like they were carved yesterday, not millions of years ago. The preservation is so perfect that scientists can map individual ridges, valleys, and even what appear to be ancient riverbeds running between the peaks. What's most puzzling is how these mountains maintained their sharp features while being buried under ice that should have ground them down to nothing over millions of years. Computer models suggest that the mountains might be actively growing, pushed upward by geological forces that are still not fully understood. The ice above these hidden peaks behaves differently than ice elsewhere in Antarctica, creating unusual flow patterns that have helped scientists map the mountain ranges below. Recent drilling projects have attempted to reach the buried peaks, but the extreme depth and pressure make such operations incredibly dangerous and expensive. The Ghost Mountains have also revealed evidence of ancient river systems that once flowed between the peaks when Antarctica was warm and ice-free.
I have a question for you. First, I would like to say that it is possible to follow the greatest curiosities of our world every day. But to do so, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, are you already subscribed? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Also, take the opportunity to like the video, so YouTube will recommend more videos from our channel. So leave your like right now. And now that you have done that, let's go!
Number 10. Strange metal structures. Advanced ground-penetrating radar has revealed something deeply unsettling beneath Antarctica's ice. Massive metal structures that appear to be artificially constructed. These objects, located more than 2 miles below the surface, show geometric patterns that don't match any known natural mineral formations. The structures are enormous, some stretching for several miles in perfectly straight lines, while others form complex geometric shapes that resemble technological blueprints. Scientists initially dismissed the radar readings as equipment errors, but multiple independent scans from different research teams have confirmed the existence of these mysterious objects. The metal composition appears to include elements that are rare on Earth's surface, suggesting either an unknown natural process or something far more controversial. Some structures appear to be hollow, creating vast underground chambers that could house entire cities. The depth at which these objects are buried suggests they have been there for millions of years, long before any known human civilization. Ground-penetrating sonar has detected what appears to be corridors and rooms within some of the larger structures, complete with what looks like engineered supports and architectural features. The geometric precision of these formations defies explanation through natural processes, as erosion and geological activity typically create irregular organic shapes rather than perfect angles and straight lines. Scientists are reluctant to discuss their findings publicly, as the implications challenge fundamental assumptions about Earth's history and the development of technology.
Number 9. Massive underground river system. Deep beneath Antarctica's frozen surface, scientists have uncovered evidence of an enormous river system that dwarfs anything visible on the continent's surface. These underground waterways snake through caverns carved from solid rock, creating a hidden highway of liquid water that flows for hundreds of miles beneath the ice sheet. The discovery came through advanced radar technology that can penetrate thousands of feet of ice to map the landscape below. What researchers found was a network of rivers, lakes, and streams that rivals the Amazon River system in complexity. Some of these underground rivers are wider than major highways and flow with enough force to carve massive canyons in the bedrock. The water in these rivers remains liquid due to geothermal heat from the Earth's core and the immense pressure created by billions of tons of ice pressing down from above. Scientists believe this hidden water system plays a crucial role in how Antarctica's ice sheets move and potentially collapse. The rivers act like a lubrication system, allowing massive chunks of ice to slide toward the ocean much faster than previously thought possible. This discovery has forced scientists to completely revise their predictions about how quickly Antarctic ice might melt due to climate change.
Number 8. Ancient virus collection. The melting ice of Antarctica has begun releasing something that makes scientists extremely nervous. Ancient viruses that have been frozen for thousands of years. These microscopic time capsules contain genetic material from organisms that existed long before human civilization began. As global temperatures rise and Antarctic ice melts at an accelerating pace, these dormant viruses are becoming active again. Scientists have identified numerous viral strains that have no known modern relatives, making them completely unpredictable in terms of how they might interact with current life forms. Some of these ancient viruses are larger than anything scientists have ever seen before, containing genetic codes that could rewrite our understanding of viral evolution. The concern is not just about potential human health risks, but about how these ancient pathogens might affect the delicate ecosystems that have developed in Antarctica over millions of years. Plants and animals that have never been exposed to these prehistoric viruses could face extinction if the pathogens prove to be aggressive. Even more troubling is the possibility that these ancient viruses could escape Antarctica through migratory animals or ocean currents, potentially reaching other continents. Laboratory studies have shown that some of these ancient viruses can still infect modern cells, proving that they remain viable after their long frozen slumber.
Number 7. Hidden ecosystem revealed after Chicago-sized iceberg break. On January 13, 2025, an iceberg the size of Chicago, named A84, broke away from the George VI ice shelf, revealing something that stunned researchers worldwide. When scientists reached the newly exposed seafloor on January 25th, they became the first humans to investigate an area that had been hidden under ice for potentially millions of years. What they found challenged everything scientists thought they knew about life in Earth's most extreme environments. The underwater robot, Sebastian, descended into the depths and captured footage of a thriving ecosystem filled with creatures that seemed to belong in an alien world. Anemones that look like Dr. Seuss's truffula trees, along with sea spiders, icefish, octopuses, covered the seafloor in numbers that shocked researchers. The discovery proves that life finds ways to survive in places where scientists previously believed nothing could exist. These creatures had been living in complete darkness, feeding on nutrients that somehow reached them despite being cut off from sunlight for eons. The variety and abundance of species found in this hidden world suggests that Antarctica's underwater ecosystems may be far more complex and resilient than anyone imagined.
Number 6. Massive ancient forest. Buried beneath thousands of feet of Antarctic ice lies one of the most perfectly preserved ancient forests ever discovered on Earth. This prehistoric woodland dates back approximately 280 million years ago, from a time when Antarctica was located near the equator and enjoyed a warm, humid climate. The forest contains trees that grew to enormous heights, some reaching over 130 feet tall, with trunk diameters exceeding 6 feet. What makes this discovery particularly astounding is the level of preservation. Individual leaves, bark textures, and even tree rings remain intact, as if the forest was flash frozen yesterday rather than millions of years ago. Scientists have identified at least 15 different species of trees, including ancestors of modern conifers and seed ferns that no longer exist anywhere on Earth. The fossil forest provides an incredibly detailed snapshot of life during the Permian period, just before the greatest mass extinction event in Earth's history. Researchers have found evidence that this forest supported a complex ecosystem, including fossilized insects, small reptiles, and amphibians that lived among the trees. The preservation is so complete that scientists can study the cellular structure of the wood, providing insights into how these ancient plants adapted to the changing climate that eventually led to their extinction. This discovery has revolutionized understanding of how quickly climates can change and what happens to ecosystems when they do.
Number 5. Blood Falls. Picture this. You're walking across a pristine white glacier when suddenly bright red liquid starts gushing out like something from a horror movie. That's exactly what Blood Falls looks like. A 5-story waterfall of deep red liquid pouring out of Taylor Glacier in Antarctica's McMurdo Dry Valleys. This isn't some weird science fiction scene. It's real, and it freaks out every scientist who sees it for the first time. The liquid gets its blood-red color from iron that's been trapped under the glacier for over 2 million years. When this iron-rich water hits the air, it rusts instantly, creating that shocking crimson color that looks like the glacier is bleeding. But here's where it gets really weird. The water is 3 times saltier than seawater and contains microbes that have been living in complete darkness without oxygen for millions of years. These bacteria have figured out how to survive by eating sulfur and iron instead of sunlight, basically rewriting the rules of life as we know it. The water source comes from a massive underground lake that's been sealed off from the outside world since before humans existed. Scientists believe this hidden ecosystem could help us understand how life might exist on Mars or other planets.
Number 4. Prehistoric megabacteria. Scientists drilling through Antarctic ice have discovered something that challenges the very definition of life. A colony of bacteria so ancient and massive that it has survived for millions of years in a state of suspended animation. These microorganisms, some individual cells measuring over an inch in diameter, are thousands of times larger than typical bacteria and appear to possess capabilities that modern science cannot explain. The bacterial colony extends through multiple layers of ice, suggesting it has been continuously adapting and surviving through dramatic climate changes over geological time periods. What makes this discovery particularly unnerving is that these megabacteria show signs of complex organization and communication, almost like a primitive form of intelligence. They appear to respond to changes in their environment in coordinated ways, suggesting some form of collective behavior that has never been observed in bacterial life before. Laboratory analysis has revealed that these bacteria contain genetic material that includes sequences not found in any known life forms on Earth. Some of the DNA appears to be encoded with information storage capabilities far exceeding what should be possible for such primitive organisms. The bacteria also demonstrate remarkable resistance to extreme conditions, surviving temperatures, pressures, and radiation levels that would instantly kill all known life forms. Most disturbing is evidence that the bacteria may be influencing the ice around them, creating the perfect conditions for their own survival while potentially destabilizing the entire ice sheet. Scientists have observed that ice containing these bacteria melts at different rates and temperatures than normal ice, suggesting the organisms are actively modifying their environment.
Number 3. The singing ice shelf that produces haunting music. Antarctica's Ross Ice Shelf has been caught making music, and it sounds like something straight out of a supernatural thriller. Scientists recording seismic activity discovered that the massive ice shelf constantly produces low-frequency sounds that create an eerie, otherworldly soundtrack across the frozen landscape. These aren't random creaks and groans. The ice shelf generates specific musical tones that rise and fall in patterns, almost like it's performing a continuous, ghostly symphony. The music happens because wind blows across the surface snow, creating vibrations that travel through the entire ice shelf like a massive musical instrument. When storms hit the area, the ice shelf's song changes dramatically, shifting to different pitches and rhythms that reflect the intensity of the weather above. Scientists have recorded these sounds using specialized equipment buried in the ice, and when they speed up the recordings to make them audible to human ears, the result is genuinely haunting. The ice shelf essentially works like a giant guitar string that's constantly being plucked by the wind, except this string is hundreds of miles long and hundreds of feet thick. Different weather conditions create different musical notes, giving scientists a new way to monitor changes in Antarctica's climate by listening to the ice. The discovery has revealed that the entire ice shelf is much more dynamic and responsive than anyone realized, constantly flexing and vibrating in response to environmental changes.
Number 2. Don Juan Pond. Hidden in Antarctica's McMurdo Dry Valleys lies a small pond that breaks every rule about water and temperature. Don Juan Pond contains water so salty that it never freezes, even when temperatures drop to -50 degrees Fahrenheit. This isn't just regular salt water, it's a super concentrated brine that's 18 times saltier than normal seawater and makes the Dead Sea look like fresh water by comparison. The pond gets its incredible salinity from calcium chloride, the same stuff used to melt ice on winter roads, except here it occurs naturally in concentrations that shouldn't be possible.
What makes Don Juan Pond truly bizarre is that it's only about 4 inches deep, but manages to stay liquid in the coldest, driest place on Earth. The water is so dense with dissolved minerals that it has the consistency of syrup and creates salt crystals that form geometric patterns around the pond's edges. Scientists studying the pond have discovered that it supports microbial life forms that have adapted to survive in conditions more extreme than anything found in Earth's oceans. These organisms have developed unique biochemistry that allow them to function in water so salty it would instantly kill most known life forms. The pond acts like a natural laboratory for studying how life might exist in the salty subsurface oceans of Mars or Jupiter's Europa. Recent research has shown that the pond's water contains chemical signatures that might indicate how similar brines could preserve signs of life on other planets.
Number 1. Massive pyramid-shaped mountain. Satellite images have revealed something that sparked worldwide conspiracy theories. A perfectly pyramid-shaped mountain hidden beneath Antarctica's ice sheet. This massive triangular peak, located in the Ellsworth Mountains region, rises over 4,000 feet from its base and shows geometric precision that seems almost too perfect to be natural. The mountain's sides form nearly perfect triangular faces that meet at sharp, defined edges, creating a shape that looks suspiciously like the pyramids of Egypt, only much larger. What makes this discovery particularly intriguing is how the mountain managed to maintain such sharp geometric features despite being buried under ice for potentially millions of years. Natural erosion should have rounded off the edges and...
Still curious? Then don't stop now. The next mystery is already waiting for you. Just click the video on screen. I saved it just for you. See you there, curious one.